Hi, okay, so for this oral annotation, I'm going to be reviewing my plant-based milk alternatives in an emerging segment of functional beverages, a review. So let's get started. So basically, this entire article is just going over these different types of milks. You can see here that they have listed out. So they're going to go through each type of milk and talk about the benefits of them and what is making them less acceptable to society, like why people don't think to use them as alternatives, um, and what can be changed in the laboratory. What can we do to alter these substances to make them more appealing to the public? So the argument here is few researchers in preparing milk alternates other than soy milk include peanut milk, rice milk, oat milk, sesame milk, coconut milk, almond milk, hemp milk, hazelnut milk, tiger nut, lupin milk, and quinoa milk, etc. So what it's saying here is that researchers aren't really looking at any other alternate other than soy milk when they're putting in work for preparing the actual milk, which is why all these other milks seem less appealing to the public. So that's what this article is going to be about. It's going to be about them going over each different type of milk alternative and then what the downsides are and then how we can change the downsides. And these downsides are things such as an off texture, a weird kind of flavor, unsettling coloring, stuff like that can be changed, while still leaving the drink with the same type of benefits. Okay, so the method we found here, what they're going to be doing is they're using new and advanced non-thermal processing technologies in order to alter these milk alternatives. And so that's what they're doing. It's not the typical kind of cross-sectional or longitudinal, whatever. Okay, so next is the evidence. So here's the evidence of what they found. They found these different health benefits for every type of milk. This article is really nice. Well, actually, it was a little more difficult because it doesn't have a results or findings section. They just have these tables, which lays out exactly what they found, which I think is actually more helpful. I like the tables. So, yeah, we see here that it lists out the type of milk and the health benefits that each type has. The findings, that what they found, what the whole point of this kind of was, hold on, where did the table go? Here we go. Well, what they were trying to do is the whole limiting factor in acceptance for these different types of milk. So what is making these milks less acceptable to society? And saying here if it has this peanut milk has a beanie flavor or yeah, you can see that what they're talking about. And then what technological intervention they use to resolve the problem. So whether it's roasting or steaming, or they're using heat or the opposite, So that was kind of the findings. Next, the implications. Here's another for the evidence. This is where it comes up again. There's only little scientific literature available on the application of non-thermal technologies on plant-based milk. So that's when this is talking again about how they're going to be, what they're trying to do to improve these milks. So the implications, or the so what's, is that plant-based milk alternatives represent an enormous expansion perspective for health food markets and need to be widely investigated. So what it's saying here is that plant-based milks are on the rise in in terms of their popularity. They're definitely on the rise, and more investigation into what is good about them and what needs to be changed about them needs to happen in order for to become more widely accepted and to become like a bigger part of the health food market. It also says here, to enable plant-based milks to be used as nutritionally equivalent alternatives for bovine milk by population who is sensitive to milk. So what this is saying is we need to do this fortification and all this improvement because plant-based milk is important to people who can't drink regular milk. It needs, like, they need alternatives so that they can still be getting all the nutrients that milk provides us. All right, so that's the implications. The use, I'm going to be using this article in my final kind of project, my research paper. I'm going to use what it is talking about here. These, going to go through these tables. I think they're really useful in just laying out exactly, saying exactly what the benefits are, what the drawbacks are, what needs to be changed, what needs to stay the same. So yeah, that is this article.